Now, I want you to think of your campaign as a journey. Think of a journey that you would take as an individual. No one starts a trip without a destination in mind. So you as a candidate should not start your campaign without a destination in mind, which is victory. But what does victory look like? It's the vote goal number. Now, as you think about win number versus vote goal number, some will tell you, think about a win number, 50% plus 1. I don't want you to think that way. I want you to think about a vote goal number. A vote goal number is 52% of a vote from the previous elections. You want to aim a little bit higher just in case you fall short so you can still be victorious. Now, as you think about win number versus vote goal number, win number is 50 plus 1, vote goal is 52%. You're asking, how am I going to figure out what the previous elections look like? Well, if you're running in spring 2013, go back and look at spring 2011, spring 2009, spring 2007 of elections like the one you're running in. Find out what the vote turnout has been. You can combine those three elections, take the average, times it by 52% to get your vote goal number, or I would suggest taking the highest voter turnout from the last three elections and timesing that one by 52% to get your vote goal number. Now, as you think about finding the magic number, where are you going to get these stats? Go to the Secretary of State's website or the State Board of Elections and do your homework, do your research. Go look for these numbers. It's going to probably take you 30 minutes, an hour, maybe 2 hours, but you want to do your homework, get your vote goal in place before you start your campaign. You want to have the destination in mind before you begin your journey. Now, the one thing that I want to talk about is aim small, miss small. What do I mean by that? Well, in the overall scheme of things, you want an overall district vote goal number. But you want to break it down even further into your precincts. You should know how many precincts are in your district. And let's say, for example, there are 20 precincts in your district. You want to go through each precinct, find the voter history of the last three elections of the race that you're running in, and to find the average, get your vote goal number, and have a vote goal number for each precinct. The idea is to aim small, miss small. So for example, if in one precinct, your vote goal is 300 votes and you only get 297, odds are you're going to still win that precinct and still win the overall election. So the idea is aim small, miss small. Now, again, where are you going to find these stats? You're going to go to the Secretary of State's website, the State Board of Election. You're going to go look for these numbers. Again, you're going to want to look for voter turnout, voter registration. The other thing that you're going to want to look for, though, is Party Performance Index. What do I mean by that? Well, this is the number that an average candidate in a typical election can expect from his or her party. Now, I know the lower elections, say city council, school board, county commission, they're nonpartisan, but you're going to be identified with a certain party. Even though you might not be running on the ballot under a certain party, you're still going to be identified with it. Go see what the average Party Performance Index has been for your party in an average election that you are going to be running in. Again, if you're running in spring 2013, 2007, 2009, 2011, look what the voter turnout for your party has been. I will tell you this right now, as you look at voter trends and history of voter turnout, the odds are 35 to 40% is what an average candidate can expect from his or her party in an average election. That means that 80%, 70 to 80% of the electorate has already made up their mind. They're either going to vote for one party or the other. You've got to find the sweet middle, and that's the independent vote. The independents, if you've been looking at 2008 and 2009, 2010, the independents are a huge key and factor in elections. They're the middle vote. How are you going to find them, and then how are you going to persuade them? Well, the persuadable index. You're going to take the registration in your district for each party, add them together. So for example, if there's 40% Republican, 40% Democrat, add those two numbers, subtract it from 100, you have 20% independents. Now, another way to do this is also to look at the top of the ticket. So for example, look at, say, the governor's race. If that's the top of the ticket, find out what the vote is for that candidate and subtract it from the race that you're running in from the last election. So for example, if the top of the ticket was 55% and your race was 40%, the persuasion index is 15%. Now, the entire campaign's hope is to get party turnout plus the right number of independents to get you towards the vote goal that you need to be successful. Again, the end destination for you as a candidate is victory. What does victory look like? Well, it's coming close, if not exactly hitting your vote goal number, which should be 52% of previous like elections. Here's the thing, if you aim for 52% and only hit 50.5 or 51, you're still gonna be victorious. And that's where we wanna see you come election day.